Good morning, grade 2 pupils. Good morning, grade 3 pupils. Good morning, grade 4 pupils. To begin our class this morning, may I request everyone to please stand for our opening prayer. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. You may now take your seat, but before that, kindly pick up some pieces of paper and arrange your chairs properly. Again, good morning everyone. How are you today, grade 2 pupils? How about grade 3 pupils? And how about grade 4 pupils? Great, that's good to hear that everyone is good. Allow me to introduce myself first. I am Ailyn Palomaria and I will be your teacher in science this morning. Okay. Grade 2 pupils, is there any absent today, class? How about grade 3 pupils? And how about grade 4 pupils? Very good. 100% of the class are all present. Okay. Okay. By the way, grade 2 pupils, before we start our lesson this morning, let's have first and see it. Let's have first sing a song. So, eyes for seeing, nose for smelling, nose for smelling, tongue is used for tasting, tongue is used for testing, ears for hearing, hands for touching. Okay. Okay. So now, class, our lesson for today is all about 5 senses of the body. So now, I will present to you our lesson objective for us to be a guided for today's lesson. So let's read our learning objectives, class. At the end of the lesson, the pupils can identify the different sense organ and its function, appreciate the importance of the sense organ of the body, and demonstrate how to take good care of the 5 senses. So, are these objectives attainable, class? Yes, we can attain this objective if all of you participate in my discussion and if you will follow our classroom rules. So this is our classroom rules. So sit properly, listen attentively, and participate to the discussion. Raise your right hand and if you want to answer or ask question. Don't make unnecessary noise and respect each other. Can we obey these rules, class? Great. Also, I have prepared here our scoring board which is entitled My 100 Chart. So I have prepared the name of your group here. I will put it into the chart depends on the points that you get it in your group. So class, please listen to the discussion and collaborate with your group to get more points. Did you understand, class? Okay. Class, let's do our first activity. Are you excited, class? Okay. In the song we sang a while ago, let's down the 5 senses of our body and its function. So, I will give you 10 minutes to answer the activity and I will be back letter. Hello, grade 3 pupils. Okay, class, do you have questions regarding to previous lesson? Great. Class, who among you here love plants? What did you do every day to your plants class? Yes, very good. Okay. What can you see in the picture, class? Why do you think the plant is dying? Ay, nabuang na. Okay. Class, do you have a questions regarding... Ay, wait lang, balik ba? Class, do you have a questions regarding the previous lesson? Okay. Okay, what can you see in the picture, class? Yes, the plant is dying. What do you think the plant is dying? Yes, because it is unhealthy. What is needed by these plants or in order to live? Yes, water and sunlight. Very good. Okay. Based on our activity earlier, what do you think our lesson for today? Yes, it's all about care of plants. So, you got a point. Our lesson for today is all about proper ways of caring plants. I have prepared your learning objective, class, for us to be guided. So, at the end of the lesson, the students can distinguish the ways of caring and handling the plants, appreciate the importance of handling the plants, demonstrate the ways of how to take good care of plants. Can we attain this learning objective, class? Yes, we can attain these learning objectives if all of you will participate in my discussion or in every activity and if you will obey our classroom rules. So, sit properly, listen to the teacher's discussion, raise your right hand if you want to answer, observe silence. Can you obey these classroom rules, class? Okay. Since we will be having activities later, let me introduce to you our rubrics for you to be guided. So, correctness is 10%, accuracy 10%, cleanliness 5%, time-bound 5%, and a total of 30%. I prepare also an incentive chart entitled Gain More Ribbons. I encourage everyone to participate in every activity to earn many ribbons. The group that earn many ribbons will be as the winner. Okay. We will be having a group activity class and I will group you into 4 groups. So, in your group, you will answer the activity that I prepare. Am I clear, class? Okay, this is the direction. Paste the picture to the right level if it is belong to the proper way of handling the plants of or improper way of handling the plants. So this is the table. Proper ways of handling the plants and improper ways of handling the plants. So I will give you 10 minutes to answer the activity and I will be back later. Again, good morning, grade 4 pupils. Okay. Do you have questions regarding to our lesson, last meeting class? Okay. Before we proceed to our lesson this afternoon, let's have first a review. Do you have any questions regarding our past lesson class? No. Pistol mo. Ay, nalimot na noon ko. Balik na lang. Good morning, grade 4 pupils. Before we proceed to our lesson this morning, let's have first a review. Do you have any questions regarding of our past lesson class? So, I have here a small basin of water class and also I have two objects in my hands. So, what is this object? Hala, naunsa naman ko ani. Again, good afternoon, grade 4 pupils. Before we proceed to our lesson this afternoon, let's have first a review. Do you have any questions regarding of our past lesson class? Okay, so I have here a small basin of water class and also I have two objects in my hands. What is this object class? Yes, you are right. It is a stone. What is the shape of this stone class? Yes, it is circle. Now, what do you think will be happen to the stone if I will put it into the basin of water? How do you say so? Yes, it will sink. And how you can say that if I will put this stone in the water, it is will sink? Because of its heavy weight. Yes. Really? Okay, you have a point. So now, let us check if you are really correct. So, put the stone in the water and class observe on what? Okay, does the stone sink, class? Yes. All right. All of you are correct. Now, let us give ourselves a Darna clap. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ding ang bato. Darna. Okay, class. Our lesson for today, class, is all about will I sing or float, wherein we will know why things float and sink. But before that, let me present to you first our lesson objectives for today's lesson. So, please read our lesson objectives, everyone. Okay. At the end of the lesson, the pupils can describe materials that sink and float, demonstrate understanding about the materials that float and sink, classified objects according to type of materials they are made of to sink or float. Okay, are these objectives attainable, class? Yes, we can attain these objectives if all of you will participate in my discussion and if you will follow our classroom rules. So please read our classroom rules, everyone. Okay, sit properly, listen attentively, and participate to the discussion. Raise your right hand if you want to answer or ask question. Don't make unnecessary noise. Respect each other. Can we obey these rules, class? Great! I also have here an incentive chart entitled My 100 Chart. The purpose of this chart, class, is to record all your points and every group activity that we are going to do in our lesson today, and the group who have the highest score at the end of our lesson will be declared as a winner. And also a rubrics as our guide for checking your outputs in our activity. Correctness, 10 points. Operation, 5 points. Time bound, 5 points. A total of 20 points. Are we clear, class? Okay. So now, before we are going to our proper discussion, let's have first a group activity wherein we will be having an experiment. So I will group you into two groups and I will give each group the same materials to use in the experiment. So a materials, small basin of water, left, spoon, plastic spoon, coin, straw, and glass. This is the direction. Form your chairs in a circle and place the materials on the center. In your group, choose a leader who will facilitate the group, the secretary that will record the observation, and a presentation that will be the one to report your output in front of the class. So, the leader will place the materials into the basin of water, and the secretary will observe and record his or her observation. Did it float or sink? This will be the table that the secretary will be filled. So, after filling up all of your observation and the table, create a yell for you to be a recognized first group who make it first and paste your output in front. The reporter will present your table of result in front of the class. Are we clear, class? Okay. I will give you 10 minutes to answer this activity and I will be back it later. Okay, hello grade 2 pupils. Are you done? So now, let us start our proper lesson. So, eyes is for seeing. Nose is for smelling. Ears is for hearing. And tongue is for tasting. And hands is used for touching. We use it to touch the different texture of a thing like touching our clothes. So, balik ta diri sa eyes. So, ang eyes, gamit kaayo kay kung unsa atong makita. Ato ang makitaan. So, gamit jud kayo ato ang eyes. So, dapat nato ampingan ang ato ang mata. So, ang nose is magamit nato siya if kanang makaginhawa ta. Then, kanang makasimot tag mga humot. And for the ears is gamit po kayo ang atong dalunggan no kay wala atong dalunggan dili ta makadungog. And also the tongue. Ang tongue gamit kaayo sa pagtest og mga lami nga mga pagkaon. Ang hands is magamit nato siya kung unsa ato ang kailangan mga buhaton or kailangan natong iabot or gunitan. So, do you understand, class, to our topic for this morning? Okay. I have here also Okay, I felt that you are all thrilled and enjoying our lesson for today, class. So, let's have another activity, class. Brace yourself because we will have fun in learning. So, this is the direction. I have here a printed paper. In your group, you are going to share the importance of the 5 senses in our life. So, I will give you 10 minutes to answer these questions and I will be back later. Hello, grade 3 pupils. Are you done? Okay, let's proceed to our lesson. So, plants are taking care of the plants. Plants are like humans and animals. So, ang plants, parehara na sa tawo o sa hayop. They need proper care to grow healthy. So, need na tong ampingan ang ilahang healthy. How do you keep plants healthy? So, here are some ways. So, una, water plants once or twice a day. This keep plants hydrated. So, need na tong bisbisan ang atoang tanom once or twice a day. Ikaduha, grow plants in open spaces. The open space allows the sunlight to reach plants. So, need po nato silang painitan, gamay. Then, and the third, weeds can spring up overnight and drawing a perfectly lovely garden needs a weeds event only an eyesore. They also take up valuable growing space and use nutrients and soil that could otherwise to go toward growing your garden. And the fourth, it makes it easier for air, nutrients, and water to penetrate deep into the soil, for plants' roots to access. And the 5, fertilizers provide crops with nutrients like potassium, phosphorus, and nitrogen, which allow crops to grow bigger, faster, and to produce more food. So, do you understand, class? Any clarification or any question or clarifications or discussion, class? Okay, let's proceed to our next activities. So, these activities, let's move to our group activity again. I will give you a manila paper and a pilot pen and do the activity. This is the direction. Less at less 5 proper ways of caring the plants based on your understanding to our lesson this morning. Choose one representative to explain your answer. So, okay? I will give you 10 minutes to answer this activity and I will be back at later. Hello, grade 4 pupils. Are you done your activities? Okay, let's proceed to our discussion. So, materials that float or sink. Some materials float on water and some materials sink. Float means to stay above the surface of the water. Sink means to go below the surface of the water. Objects with tightly packed molecules will sink if they are denser than the liquid. Objects with loosely packed molecules will float if they are less dense than liquid. So, factors affecting sinking or floating of objects. So, una is the materials it is made of, weight of an object, shape or form of an object, type of liquid, density or compactness of an object. Some things float on top of waters. Some things submerge pathway down, and some things sink. An object's shape can affect its ability to float, but some materials float no matter what their shape, such as styrofoam and balsa wood. Some things float as a first, but then sink as they absorb water. So, okay. Are we clear, class? Okay, let's proceed to our next activity. So now, let's have again a group activity, the same group a while ago. What you are going to do is, I will show you a flashcards wherein there are materials or objects written there, and what you are going to do is you will raise the smile face and the materials will float, and angry face if the materials will sink. Did you get me, class? Okay, let's do it together. And okay, I will give you. So, okay, this is the direction. And the table is a list of materials that may float or sink in water. Fill out the table by marking a check. Observe characteristic of the materials. So, I will give you 10 minutes to answer this activity. Did you get me, class? Okay, grade 2 pupils, are you done? Okay, let's proceed. Okay, class, our topic this afternoon was all about sense organ. Okay, class, what are the 5 sense organ? Yes, the hands, the nose, the tongue, and the ears, and the eyes. And so now, let's have another activity. So this activity, each group will create a plan on how to take good care of the 5 sense organ and demonstrate it in front of the class. So I will give you 10 minutes to answer this question. Okay? Hello, grade 3 pupils. Are you done? Okay. Let's proceed. What are the ways of taking care of the plants, class? Yes, our plants will die. And the proper ways of taking care of the plants are pulling the weeds, potting the plants under the sunlight, watering the plants, cultivating the soil, and putting some fertilizer. And what will happen if we will not taking care of our plants, class? Yes, our plants will die. What else? Putting some fertilizer will help the plants to grow faster and healthy. How do you take care of plants? Yes, by checking them regularly and apply the proper ways of taking care of the plants. Yes. Okay. Very good. Let's proceed to our next activity. So this is the direction. Put a check mark on the space provided before each number. If it is show care for plants and cross. If not, wrong. Okay? Answer it carefully. Okay, are you done, grade 4 pupils? Okay, let's proceed. What determines if a material will float or sink? Yes, if an object is more dense than water, it will sink when placed in water, and if it is less dense the water, it will float. Why do materials float? Yes, materials will float if it has a lower density than the water. Why do materials sink? Yes, materials will sink if it has a higher density than the water. What is an example of a materials that floats? Yes, plastic and cup. How about materials that will sink? Yes, metal and spoon. So now, let's have again a group activity that the group a while ago. What you are going to do is, I will show you a flashcard wherein there are materials or objects written here, and what you are going to do is you will raise the smiley face if the materials will float and angry face if the materials will sink. Okay, this is a direction class. Identify the materials in each item. Right is if the materials sinks in water and if the materials floats on the water. Okay, I will give you 10 minutes to answer these questions. Hello, grade 2 pupils. Are you done? Okay, let's have an activity also. Okay, this is the direction. Identify the sense organ used in the following things. Okay, I will give you 10 minutes to answer this one. And I will be back at letter. Okay, are you done, class? Okay, this is your assignment. Give ways on how we take good care of our 5 senses. Okay, pass it in tomorrow. That's all for today, class. Goodbye, grade 2 pupils. Okay, hello, grade 3 pupils. Okay, are you done? Okay. Wala tay assignment karon. So, that's all for today, class. Goodbye, class. Okay. Hello, grade 4 pupils. Are you done? Okay, let's proceed. What is the importance of knowing about sink or float? Yes. In order for us to know why things sink and float. Yes. In order for us to know why things sink and float. You have a point aside from the class, our lesson today, which is all about sink and float. Ay, balik. Okay, good. Okay, grade 4 pupils. Are you done? Okay, let's proceed. What is the importance of knowing about sink or float? Yes, you have a point. Aside from that, class, our lesson today, which is all about sink and float, will help you to understand the concept of buoyancy and density. Buoyant objects floats and dense objects sink as what you have observed on our experiment a while ago. Okay, to test your understanding, let's have an activity. Get one whole sheet of a paper and answer this one. So this is the direction. Identify the materials in each item. Right is if the material sinks in water and if the materials float on water. Okay? Are you done, class? Okay, for your assignment, write 5 materials that sink and 5 materials that float that can be found in your house and pass it in tomorrow. That's all for today, class. Goodbye, class.